The square became a circle, but was still a square. How can a square become a circle and still stay a square? It doesn't make any sense. It's irrational, it's illogical. It's enough reason to reject any religion that tells us God became a man or God became some type of creature, because it's irrational. It doesn't make any sense. And it's something you can never, ever prove. You can believe it if you want to, but you can never prove it, because it's a commonsensical, rational impossibility. And whatever is a rational impossibility can never be proven. It's that simple. So what religion is there in the world? What religion tells us to believe in one God that is wise, self-sufficient, powerful, who has created this universe and sustains it? Well, you're reduced to very few religions. Perhaps the only two religions that teach such a clear concept of the one God is Judaism and Islam. Well, if you want to become a Jew, by and large, Orthodox Jews will tell you tough. Because if you want to become a Jew, you have to be born a Jew. Your mother has to be a Jewish woman for you to be a Jew. So what universal religion? What religion that is universal, that is there for every person, that invites every person to believe in this rational, simple, clear, commonsensical belief is left? Look to the Quran. Open the Quran, read the Quran, read about Islam, and see for yourself the concept of God that the Quran teaches. There is a chapter of the Quran called Surah Al-Ikhlas, the chapter of this purity of faith. It describes this concept of God so beautifully. It says, Kul huwa Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Say He is Allah the One. Allahu samad. That means Allah is the one which every single thing needs, but Allah is in need of nothing. So He is self-sufficient, in need of nothing, but everything needs Him. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. And He does not give birth. He is not the begetter. Rather, He is the creator. Wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. And there is nothing that can be likened unto Him. God is not like anything we can imagine. Whatever picture you can put into your mind, God is not like that. God is unique. God is different from this creation. And this is the beautiful, clear, rational teaching of Islam about God. And in fact, I would say, for any right-thinking, rational human being who uses their process of reasoning, that is reason enough, and that is proof enough to show that Islam and the Quran is from the Creator of the heavens and the earth. Alhamdulillah, as-salatu was-salam ala Rasulullah. Common sense and reason leads us, and must inevitably lead us, to believe that this universe has a creator. That there is one creator who is wise, powerful, and self-sufficient. That is different from the universe and the creation in which we live. And then we came to understand that when we looked at the world religions, all of them, in one manner or another, compromise this basic, commonsensical, reasonable belief, except Islam. Islam is the religion that teaches us this beautiful, pure monotheism that makes so much sense, that is so reasonable, and that is so close to the natural, instinctive understanding of the human being. But someone may have after this a question. Well, that's fine. That's a very nice belief. It makes a lot of sense. But anybody could come up with such a belief. In fact, maybe a person could argue that there are philosophers in the past who came up with a concept of God very, very close to that. Does that mean that what they said and what they did and what they followed was revelation and guidance from God? No, of course not. Because when it comes to the issue of revelation and guidance from God, we have to ask some more questions. Of course, the first one is, do we need revelation and guidance from God? Well, I think again, when we apply our common sense, when we apply our reasoning faculties, then we will say yes. In fact, the human being is desperately in need of the wisdom and the guidance from the Supreme Being, from the wise Creator of the heavens and the earth. In fact, we find that God has provided for us, Allah has provided for us, the Creator has provided for us in every single aspect of our life. We feel thirst, and we have been provided with the means to satisfy our thirst. We feel hunger, and we've been given the means to satisfy our hunger. We feel love and the need for companionship, and the means to satisfy that love has been given to us. So we find in all our material needs, even in our emotional needs, the provision and the means to satisfy those needs is there. But the human being has another need, a need that is perhaps even greater than the physical and emotional needs. And we have the need to know what is the purpose of our life, why are we here, what is the reason for our existence. And not only that, to know the purpose, but once we know the purpose, to know how do we fulfill that purpose. So there is something very precious, and that's to know the meaning of life. And there's something more precious, that once you know the meaning of life, you know how to live that life. So the human being has a great need for that. And it would not be irrational or illogical to expect that when we look and we see the condition of the human being, that the one who has created this universe and provided for us in all aspects must have also provided for us in this most needy of all aspects, this desperate need for us to know what is the purpose of our life, what is the reason for our existence, and how to fulfill that created purpose. Also, we would say that any human being who looks at this universe and observes the bounty that its creator has provided us with would also wish to express their gratitude and their love and their appreciation for such a beneficent and merciful and bountiful creator. But then the question is there, how do we do that? How do we express our gratitude in a way that is pleasing to God? What are the things that this creator wants us to do? What is the manner in which this creator wishes us to express our gratitude? This is a very another important question. Some people feel content that, well, I'll just do anything I feel like, or I can just guess. But no rational person and no thinking person would really be satisfied with that. Because again, when we go back to our premise and we think about ourselves and our everyday life and our common human experience, common human experience tells us that that is not a satisfactory manner or a satisfactory way in dealing with things at all. If you want to give your friend a present to show your appreciation, you won't just give your friend anything that you feel like and that makes you happy. You're going to make an effort to find out what your friend wants, what your friend likes. What sort of gift would they like to receive? Not what you want to give. This is just common sense. So even more then, when we want to thank the creator of the universe and express our awe and reverence and gratitude to God, we can't just do whatever we feel like, whatever happens to come to our mind, or whatever traditional culture we just happen to follow. No. Rather, we need some guidance from God. The conclusion of all of that is, common sense tells us that we are in desperate need of some type of concrete guidance from our Creator. Some revelation, some guidance, some means that we could be sure and that we could understand and that we could know that this is the way God wants us to live our lives. This is the purpose for which God created us. This is how we could thank Him and express our gratitude to Him.